Welcome to the BSBLR Show, guys. It's time to yap some ball. 30 minutes of baseball bliss coming at you. Today, guys, we got Rookie of the Year picks. Are the Pirates good? Are the Blue Jays bad? What's real? I don't know what's going on. Bryce, how are you doing today?
Good, man. Up is down, right is left, Pirates at the top of the division. I love it though. It's April baseball, good as it gets, Yeah, excited to talk ball.
Shit gets weird in April, man. I think when you look at it, when we were looking at the standings, when we were looking at like the league leaders and everything going on, it gets me thinking like, what were we looking at before the season? We have all these predictions like, oh, this team's going to do this. And then you look right now in April and you're like, what's going on? It's a crazy place. But we get the baseballer blitz here, guys. Home run if you like it. Strikeout if you don't. I'm going to start you off here, Bryce. We got a pretty hot red right now. Sal Stewart, NL Rookie of the Year. Home run or strikeout?
Yeah, so this is a home run for me. I love everything about Sal Stewart. I know it seems like Ellie De La Cruz always gets all the love in Cincinnati, but I think it's going to kind of be an even share. I think, there's Batman to somebody's Robin or Robin to somebody's Batman. I think they're both Batman. Like, I know it sounds hilarious to say. Sal Stewart looks as legit as it comes right now. I mean, 70 at-bats into the season, 7 homers, 300 batting average, an OPS over 1,000. He's rocking a 185 OPS plus right now. All due respect to Nolan McLean, he shoves. He's going to show up for the next 15 years probably. My vote right now, if I had one, has to go to Sal Stewart. I got to be honest.
And I love that. I love that. I mean, looking at Sal Stewart, the biggest thing that stands out for me, I think, of course, the batting average, the OPS. It's April. Sometimes that'll fluctuate. Who knows what's real? But I think when you look at walks and strikeouts, it tells you, it gives you some sort of indication of what you should expect. And right now, Sal Stewart, 13 walks to 16 strikeouts. That's a super promising stat for a guy with 7 homers. Where if you look at a lot of the other league leaders, they're in the 20s with 10 walks, maybe. I think a lot of times that's a good indication of a really good hitter. But I don't know, man. I think Nolan McLean on my end, I like him winning the Rookie of the Year here simply because it's almost cheating. He pitched 48 innings last year and had a 2 ERA, but he didn't qualify as a rookie. So it's like we're Ben Simmonsing our way through this a little bit. But so far, a 2.28 ERA. He's shoving. He's got a .76 whip, which leads the league, as well as the lowest hits per 9 in baseball right now. So like, I love him. If you see his stuff, dude, it's freaking nasty. You got a guy that's throwing a frisbee sinker. His sweeper moves more than Michael King's. His curveball's got the most break in all of baseball. Like, he's got the stuff of a superstar.
Yeah, I mean, it's really one of those races where you can't go wrong. Both are amazing. It's almost like, do you prefer a pitcher winning an award or a position player? It almost feels like it comes down to that. And so now we move on to the AL, though. And there's an exciting guy playing in Detroit right now, Kevin McGonigal. Is the AL Rookie of the Year award his award to win, DR? Home run or strikeout?
I say it's a home run. It is his award to win. There are some interesting factors here. I mean, but McGonigal, again, just looks like such a professional at bat. I mean, he's batting .306 so far this year, .898 OPS. Again, who knows what that's going to mean. But again, 13 walks to 11 strikeouts. That's 85 plate appearances, guys, and he's doing that. Like, that's a pretty good – I mean, it's not a big sample size, but that shows you that this guy is not getting overwhelmed by big league pitching in any way. In any way. He's got 2 triples, weirdly enough. But, again, an odd stat to lead in, but you play in Detroit, so that makes sense a little bit. But he's a type of guy that feels like should win it, and that's a favorite pick. Maybe a pretty boring answer by me, but I mean, Chase DeLauder still doing well. I think it's a little bit of the first week that's carrying over, where he had like 4 bombs in that first week. It made him feel like he was going to win it, but he could definitely be in this thing. Mooney Murakami still hitting home runs. He had a grand slam last night, but he feels, again, he's like a great value Schwarber. It's like, it feels like he's probably struck out 30 times, but man, he can hit a long ball. But McGonigal feels like the right pick here. I might go Carter the Alarm Jensen. Another guy that could pop off. There's a lot of good ones here, but McGonigal feels like a safe pick.
Yeah, we've got some guys like Jensen who are kind of bubbling under that we could see, get hot and take it over. But right now, it does feel like this is McGonigal's award to lose. We're starting to get to a point where these at-bats and plate appearances where it's no longer a hot start. It's just who he is. And I really think this is kind of who Kevin McGonigal is, and I think it's who he will be. I'm sure there's going to be an adjustment period where pitchers start to figure him out. But, I mean, the man got paid, so that tells you all you need to know about what Detroit thinks of him. I think McGonigal's got a bright future. I think he's going to win AL Rookie of the Year. I mean, I would bet your house on it. No,
bet your house.
Maybe
the
not
mortgage,
that,
your cars.
not do that, but I
But
really do think he's going to separate. He's going to continue to separate himself from the field as we move on to the season.
hey man, and I know we talk about it's early in the season, but things are starting to become a little bit more real. I know we're like 19 games in this season, but looking at the standings watching in April 18th, it's just not a good feel. But the Blue Jays are 7-12 right now. Are the Blue Jays fucked?
So it's early, but I guarantee all Blue Jays fans are worried. I'm gonna go strikeout because I do think it's still a little early. I don't think they're fucked all the way, but I
All
mean,
the way.
here we they're half fucked, like all right, but go look at what their players are doing right now. Last year, I feel like there were a lot of players that you might not have heard of that just had magic and put together awesome seasons. We look right now, Ernie Clement, OPS plus below 100, which he was pretty low last year, but he's not quite doing exactly what he was doing last year. Addison Barger, who was phenomenal last year, has struggled and he's injured. Look, their second best hitter right now is probably Andres Jimenez. And that's a problem. Like, and he's put up good numbers, but long term, if he's your second best hitter, that's not great. Vlad, too. I mean, he's off to a good start. Vlad kind of is almost hitting like Luis Arias right now, though. There's no power. There's only one home run.
It's weird.
OPS around 840 right now. He's off to a good start, but we're expecting Vlad, to provide in that power department. So we're looking for that to be unlocked. They brought in some new additions that aren't doing that great. And so it's a bit worrisome for the Blue Jays right now, in my opinion.
I can agree there. I think there's stuff to be worried about, but there's things to be feeling promise about. Because again, it's so early. This feels like a team that's based off of contact and magic and all of those things. So I think as the year keeps cooking along, they're gonna find some of that. I just don't think it's finding holes much right now, and because of that, it makes you kind of think though, with some of the lineup, how it's constructed, are they going to be missing Bo Bichette? And I know Bo Bichette's not out there crushing it, but he's just such a good fit in that lineup for what they need, where it's like that power contact type of combo. But the big story there, too, is that Okamoto is getting humbled by the major leagues right now. 7 walks, 25 strikeouts, batting 188, a 56 OPS plus, negative 0.5 WAR. You can't love that. You can't love that. You got to imagine she's going to figure out some extent, but it's not looking great there. One positive, I will say, Dylan Cease is doing the thing right now. Doing the thing, guys. A 1.74 ERA. He's got 13.9 Ks per 9 and hasn't given up a homer yet. Like, with his type of stuff, I remember coming into the year, there was a lot of people, hey, Dylan Cease is overpaid. He's getting way too much money. And I know the Blue Jays aren't doing good right now, but like, it ain't him that's doing it. He's balling.
Yeah, I will say it's early, but Dylan Cease is making me eat my words. I thought that contract was terrible when it first got announced. I did. I thought it was horrible. But it seemed like last year the Blue Jays pushed all the right buttons. In 2026, the team that's pushing all the right buttons for the most part right now seems to be the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
So, DR, I got to ask you, home run or strikeout, do you believe in the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Quick answer is no. The quick answer is no. It's the Pirates. The Pirates will pirate. I don't care what you show me on the roster. We can look at all these stats, all of these things. The Pirates just end up pirating. But then you start looking at the paper and you're like, hey, you actually look pretty good. Braxton Ashcraft, you're throwing like 98. Bubba Chandler, you're throwing 100 all the time. Paul Skeens, I haven't even said your name yet. I mean, I do think their rotation is actually pretty sexy. I really do. If Mitch Keller is like your fourth option right now, that's a great place to be. I think they got a really strong rotation and the lineup's hitting. You got Brandon Lau with 7 homers. Like, there is some things to be really excited about, but I don't care. They're the NL Central leading Pirates right now, but to me, they are the Pirates, and they got to prove to me for a full 162 that they're not the Pirates.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, this team is fun, though. Like, you've got Connor Griffin up. He's struggling, but he's still showing flashes. You've got O'Neal Cruz, like, just skipping around out there in the outfield, but he's hitting and he's stealing bases this year. He's fun. Ryan O'Hearn, they put him in right field for some reason, but he's producing. I mean, Brian Reynolds is back to his old self. DR, we kind of looked at their page, discussing this topic, and I'm starting to talk myself into the 2026 Pittsburgh Pirates. Look, I mean, Azuna's really the only signing they did that is not working out. He's horrible. They'll probably DFA him soon, but like, one thing I want to show love to is the bullpen. Like Dennis Santana, they got him from the Yankees. That's a hidden gem. He's been amazing for them. Gregory Soto was a signing. I was like, why are they going after Gregory Soto? He's been amazing. I mean, there's so many things that have worked for this team, but I look at the calendar and it's like, what? It's not even April 20th yet. So I want to believe. I'm on the edge of believing. Like
I'm on the edge of believing.
They're edging me into believing right now. But
hey man,
we'll have to see. We'll see.
There's something there, man. I mean, the wins are stacking up, and I think the biggest thing that we looked at going into with this team was obviously we felt that the rotation was pretty good enough. It's looking better than good enough right now, but it looked good enough. The lineup, it was like, okay, there's going to be some improvement there. It was the defense, I think, was the biggest, like, hey, Lau, terrible defensively. O'Neal Cruz in center, doesn't look like a center fielder. He's still trying to figure it out. You're chucking a first baseman in right and left field. Like, there's just a lot of all over the place here, but it's kind of working out. I think just watching the Pirates a couple times, there's a lot of sloppy feel to it. There's still a lot of sloppy.
They're a sloppy team.
They're a sloppy team. So sloppy doesn't usually get you to the playoffs. We'll see. The talent, I think, is there. I'll be really interested to see how it plays out.
They're a team, though, that, like you said, sloppy doesn't get them to the playoffs. I think if they made it, I'd be worried about them getting exposed in the playoffs because that's where you've got to play clean baseball, and that seems to be their problem.
But it could be that same topic of like, hey, bro, if they catch fire at that right time, though, there's firepower all over this lineup.
The lineup and the pitching staff is going to have to produce more than the defense takes away. I mean, that's just really the key to success.
Yeah. They probably have two of the three areas that you need to be like a good team, and we got to really see that one. That one could be so important. It feels like the Yankees. It's like the Great Value Yankees of the NL is what it feels like. But dude, that was like a good 5 minutes of just talking about the Pirates, dude. I just want to like.
I love it.
This is Saturday morning. We're just yucking some Pirates ball. That's all I want. I gotta say. Let's change the topic a little bit here, guys. We're gonna deep dive. We got a fun deep dive today, but first we gotta thank our sponsor, Dabble. If you haven't downloaded Dabble yet, now's the time. They're giving you 10 free bucks just for signing up when you use our code BASEBALLR. The cool part is, though, guys, once you're on the app, you can actually follow us and copy every single one of our bets throughout the season and playoffs. Follow us. We are posting them all the time. It's the best DFS app out there. If you want to take more or less on a player's stats like hits, RBIs, total bases, or home runs, download it now and ride with us. Again, use code BASEBALLR for $10 of free play. But, guys, what if I told you there was a guy who hit 50 homers, 126 RBIs, and an OPS over 1,000, but didn't win MVP because he was an asshole? In the 1995 AL MVP race, Albert Bell got an MVP stolen from him. He led the major leagues in all of those categories and lost to Mo Vaughn. If you look at the stats here, guys, they are a little funky here, man. I mean, take a look. You have a guy with a 7 WAR, 50 homers, led the league in slugging, all of these big stats. But maybe you're looking at it and you're like, hey, maybe it was because the team was worse, right? Back in the day, if your team won the division, maybe you were the team or you were the player who would win MVP. No, the Indians actually beat the Red Sox in the playoffs that year. And the Indians won 100 games in a 145-game season. What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't. So this was a funky season to start, like you mentioned. It's shortened coming off the strikes. They're not even playing 150 games this year. But growing up, this was the MVP race I heard about, from like my parents and grandparents, like why did Albert Bell not win this MVP? And like you mentioned, he was not nice to the media. And especially back then, it felt like you kind of had the politic with the media. We kind of see it now with Hall of Fame. Like a lot of people like to say that's kind of what kept Jeff Kent out of the Hall of Fame for so long. He was not good to the media, just not a nice guy. And so you kind of got a politic, especially in 90s MLB. You had the politic, and Albert Bell did not give a shit about politicking. But one thing Albert Bell did, he could hit a baseball. I mean, 50 homers, 126 RBIs. He was a potato on the field, but who cares, man? 121 runs, that tied for the league lead with Edgar Martinez. And I want to say, as we get into this discussion, this is no disrespect or shade to Mo Vaughn, because, I mean, we look at his numbers. He was right there. Great season. By all accounts, good guy. Played the game the right way. But I look at these numbers. He's a tier below Albert Bell. Like, he just is. Mo Vaughn was elite, but he's not quite where Albert Bell was that season. So it's just shocking to me that adults can get so caught up in somebody's personality and just ignore the results on the field. Like, I feel like I want to say that wouldn't happen today, but I still feel like it kind of would in the social media era. Do you think this is something that would happen today if this was 2026?
I don't know, man. I feel like we're in such an analytical era where it just would play. It just the stats play. The stats are more important now than they were back then. I think it depends, because again, I feel like it was very narrative ball back then, where it was like, okay, like, is he the leader of the clubhouse? Is he does he do this and that right? Does he walk the walk? Does he talk the talk type of deal? Instead of like, hey, motherfucker hit 50 jacks with 126 ribbies and was clearly the best hitter in baseball that year. Just Edgar Martinez had a pretty hell of a good year there too. But again, that's where it felt like, again, I wasn't there. I was born in 95. God bless America. But it felt like, from the sounds of it, it came down to what they thought Mo Vaughn meant to the Red Sox. But it's like, doesn't 11 more home runs, a higher batting average, 120 higher slugging percentage, and a harder field to hit homers at than Boston, like almost 130 points higher OPS. Like, these are all things that, like, in today's age, where they'd look at it and be like, yeah. I mean, even the war is 3 points higher. Not that these guys are defensive wizards by any means. So it's showing you that, like, hey, there was some more wins created with Albert Bell's offense.
Now, I would give this award to Albert Bell, but you made an interesting point right there. Was Mo Vaughn more valuable to the Red Sox than Albert Bell was to Cleveland? Because it's not the who had the best stats award. It is the most valuable player award. And we look at Cleveland's lineup. This is Jim Thome. This is Manny Ramirez. This is a bopping lineup. And who did Mo Vaughn have on the 95 Red Sox? This isn't Ortiz. This isn't Manny or Pedroia or whoever on the Red Sox at that time. It's 1995, right in the curse of the Bambino Red Sox. So was Mo Vaughn more instrumental in getting the Red Sox to those 86 wins in the playoffs, to get swept by the Indians? Was he more valuable at the time? And I feel like we're too young to even answer this question. We weren't there. I feel like to determine how valuable somebody was to a team, you almost have to be there for that. And so that's something, maybe that's what the voters take into account. I still think if Albert Bell was a great guy towards the media, I think he still wins the MVP, though. I don't know who is more valuable to their teams, but I still can't believe they turned Albert Bell away. And this was a close race, too. I believe so Mo Vaughn got 308 points. Albert Bell got 300. First place votes, Mo Vaughn got 12. Albert Bell got 11. So this was extremely close. And so if it's that close, I have a hard time believing Mo Vaughn's value outweighed Albert Bell's just by that much. I think it has to be the narrative ball, like you were saying.
It has to be. And because narrative ball, it's a fun game to play. We got caught in it a little bit last year with the Raleigh Judge race. I think it was very narrative ball, and don't get me wrong, I think the narrative, there should be something that lies into there. And I do think it was appropriate last year with the Raleigh. He's a catcher. The value of a defensive player isn't measured entirely by all of these metrics. And I completely agree. This one's a little bit different. I don't think you can punish a player like Albert Bell for having a Manny Ramirez Thome in the lineup. Because, again, this guy's hitting 3 in that lineup, 3-4 in that lineup, and he led the league in runs. Like, this guy was Jim Thome could have led the league in runs. Manny Ramirez could have led the league in runs. All of these guys could have led the league in runs. If you're scoring all the time, obviously you need your teammates to help you score, but you're leading in runs, RBIs, home runs. Those are, even in a traditional setting, like the traditional old school level of voting, like that's a layup. So for me, he must have been just motherfucking these reporters.
I mean, Albert Bell's reputation precedes him. I mean, we've all seen that clip of him trucking that poor guy. What was his name, DR? You remember?
Fernando Vina. Vina. Well,
he probably wakes up still with back pain to this very day because of Albert Bell.
That is an iconic clip. That might be the most. That's probably what the average baseball fan probably knows Albert Bell more from that than anything else. And this is a guy, a borderline Hall of Fame player.
As someone I was born in 2001, so I never watched really Albert Bell play. You bring up Albert Bell, my mind instantly thinks of him trucking that dude. I don't think of his 1995 season. I just don't. I think, and
I
so that
actually
kind of shows you how much his reputation precedes him.
never mind. I take it back. The thing I remember, I think the most is him. He's playing for the Orioles in those like cut off jerseys. He gets hit by a pitch, and he's like, "I ain't fucking moving." And then like the umpire's like, "You gotta go," and he's like, "Mm-mm.
I'd have
I'm
been like,
staying right here."
You know what, Albert? If you want to stay, you can.
Dude, who the fuck is telling that guy to go? No, who has the right that Albert Bell's actually going to listen? I can't remember who the manager was, but he had to go out there and be like, "Hey, buddy, like, by the rule, like you
gotta
have to go to first." He's like, "Fine," but then it shows you how badass he was. He's like, "I'm gonna hit. I want to hit."
Albert Bell's legacy is complicated because he was a badass, but he was also an asshole. And then, I mean, defensive black hole, injuries plagued him. His career ended due to a degenerative hip issue, it looks like. I mean, so he doesn't get a lot of modern day love. And it has to be just because of his reputation. Tommy gets a lot of love. Manny Ramirez gets a lot of love still. I mean, all his contemporaries on his same team. Kenny Lofton gets a lot of love. But it doesn't seem like Albert Bell shares in that nostalgia with Cleveland that it seems like everyone else lives in. It seems like Albert Bell is on the outside looking in. And so I really wish I was there in the 90s just to see how he was perceived. It's so interesting.
No, it's what a beautiful topic. I'd love to hear what the comments of this is on their opinions of Albert Bell. But let's talk about what's going on in the league, guys. We got league leaders for you. I'm going to tell you this, guys. I've had some people talk to me about it, and they're like, "Oh, come on, league leaders this early in the year. This is fun, guys. Look at the names that you're going to see on April 18th are so different than what you're going to see in July." And we know that, but that's fun. That's baseball. You got to love it when you're like, "Oh, Bryce Elder's the league leader in ERA." Like, dude, it gets you. I love that shit. So we're going to start out in the AL. The batting average leader is Yandy Diaz with 365. The home run leader, 8, tied with Yordan Alvarez and Aaron Judge. Is he back? I think so. RBIs leader is Yordan Alvarez with 19. Here's the name again. OPS leader, Yordan Alvarez, a 1.229. He is balling right now. Stolen base leader in the AL, it's tied. Jose Caballero and Jose Ramirez at 9. Pitching time. I'm about to say Jose Soriano a bunch of times. ERA leader, Jose Soriano, 0.28. 0.28. He is absolutely dealing and dicing right now. Strikeout leader, hit me, Bryce. Who is it?
Jose Soriano, of course.
Jose Soriano, 39. Whip leader. Can you hit me again, Bryce, please?
That would be Jose Soriano.
Jose Soriano is 0.73. Saves leader. I'm just kidding.
No.
David Bednar with 6 and Ryan Helsley tied at 6. On to the National League. Our batting average leader, Andy Pages. Yep, that's his legal name. Look at it. Read it. You go ahead. It's 412. Home run leader, we have Jordan Walker. Wow, he is not hitting ground balls anymore. He has 8 jackaronis. RBI leader, we have Andy Pages again with 21. OPS leader, CJ Abrams, the gambler. You gotta know when to hold him. Know when to phone him. 1.151 OPS. Stolen bases leader, we have O'Neill. Defense Cruz with 9. Pitching leaders, ERA leader, you would have guessed it. You know it, Bryce Elder, your favorite Atlanta Brave with a 0.77 ERA. Our strikeout leader, Jacob the Mizorowski, 33 strikeouts. I think of a lot of the names on this list, guys, he might be one that sticks on here maybe the whole year. I think he's absolutely disgusting. Whip leader, Nolan McLean with a 0.76. And then lastly, our saves leader, Paul Sewald with 5 saves. Help me out, Bryce. What is sticking out to you here?
Yeah, so I mean, I spend a lot of time online, on Instagram and stuff, and I look at a lot of Braves accounts. They'd have you think Bryce Elder is a terrorist, man. Like, but look at what he's doing. This 4 starts in, I believe now. Like, it's starting to look kind of real here, And I heard he talked to Greg Maddux in the offseason. Maybe that helped him out a bit. But one thing too in the NL. We see Judge and Yordan stick around in the AL. That feels kind of expected. I could see them running the table. But every week we do these, Pages and Jordan Walker's name keep popping up. And so it's starting to feel more real. Like Jordan Walker, I think, has legit found it. Pages, we saw it coming last year. I think he's a legit star. And then how about Jose Soriano? He's been decent the last couple years. I mean, DR, what type of adjustments has Jorge Soriano made to get where he's at?
I think it comes a lot down to his pitch repertoire. So back in 2025, he was throwing like half the time he was throwing a sinker, which has always been like a really good power sinker, but he threw it literally 49% of the time. This year in 2026, he's basically split his sinker and his four seam usage. So now hitters have to sit on two different 98-mile-an-hour pitches. I mean, he's averaging 98 on the four seam and averaging 97 on the sinker. If you look at his baseball savant, it is red as it could possibly get, because I don't think hitters can sit on anything anymore. Because now he's like a true 4 or 5 pitch pitcher. I mean, he's throwing the sinker 31%, curve 27, four seam 24, split 12%, and slider 6%. So you have 3 pitches, sinker, curve, four seams, that are all moving all sorts of different directions at a high velo. It's tough to sit on and tough to hit right now.
Do you think Jose Soriano, what he's doing? I mean, obviously it's not sustainable at this level, but do you think he could be an all-star pitcher?
No doubt. I mean, even with these numbers right now, you would almost have to have just bad numbers because I mean, this is 5 starts of
It's legit.
1-run ball. 5 starts, 1 run. Like, that is incredible. And because yes, there's blimps where people get hot, but even if he cools down, what does that cool down look like? I mean, everything looks great. There's not anything that shows that he's getting lucky. I mean, the only thing is like, his expected ERA 2.78. Oh, so if he finishes with a 2.78 ERA this year, like,
that's amazing. I mean, that puts him in Cy Young category. I mean, that's good enough.
No question.
One other thing I wanted to highlight too is the arrival of CJ Abrams. It's taken a little bit of time. He's always been a decent player, but this year he's really started to step it up. I feel like everyone agrees that the Nationals did pretty well in that Juan Soto trade, but they did absolutely nothing with it. Like, they've done nothing to put a good team forward with a decent amount of major league talent they got back. They've even gotten rid of Mackenzie Gore now, who they sent him to Texas. He was part of it. It's like they're rebuilding their rebuild now is what it seems like. But when you got James Wood and CJ Abrams, it's hard to really go wrong. They've just got to put talent around him. Abrams, I know you mentioned the gambling thing. So obviously there was maturity questions with him a year or two ago. It seems like he's put that in the rearview mirror. Everybody's, forgotten about it. And he's here to stay and play great baseball. I hope it keeps going for him.
I mean, he's a great player. I think it was never the question of like his ability. It was just like, can he sustain it for like a 162? Because we've seen flashes of CJ being great, and we're seeing a flash right now through the first bit of the season. I know it's April 18th. We can, I mean, take a shot every time we say it's April, but that's just the nature of this beast here, guys. But just like you were saying, I mean, he has been absolutely killing it, and everything shows that this could sustain a little bit more life. The biggest thing for him is just doing it for a 162. I want to see it longer. And you need it. If you're the Nationals, you need it. Because at some point, like, it's the league's team. At some point, because we've seen it year in year, them just like suck. It's like, oh, James Wood is good. Oh, he can't hit a curveball. Oh, like Joey Weimer is our hero. Oh, wait. I'm in a dream.
Oh, wait, he's Joey Weimer.
Oh, wait. It's like, put on your glasses. Yeah. You see Superman and you're like,
that's not Bryce Harper.
That's not Bryce Harper. That's Joey Weimer. That's kind of how it feels sometimes with him. But like, dude, CJ Abrams at the helm of the Nationals, if you can get James Wood cooking, but it's just weird. It's just none of their moves have really panned out that much. Dylan Cruz.
Ooh, I'm worried about Dylan Cruz.
I remember I was really excited when the draft came around. I was like, I think he's a stud, and he's not on the major league roster right now. I'm not sure if he's heard anything. Let's see if I see any 2026. Yeah, he's in AAA in Rochester. He's got a 794 OPS there, but right now he's 24. He felt like the most big league ready hitter out of that draft, and we have yet to see it. So just a lot of moves that just haven't really worked in the Nationals department.
Yeah, I want to say real quick, I don't fault the Nationals for taking Dylan Cruz either. I feel like I would have taken Dylan Cruz. Like I thought he was a slam dunk, and he still could be. I haven't written him off yet, but it is worrisome.
Yeah, I mean, we wrote off Jordan Walker, and that dude's doing the thing. So, but thanks again, guys. We are yucking ball with you guys. This is going to be actually like an appropriate amount of 30 minutes at the end of this outro here. But guys, make sure you tune in on Spotify. Follow us on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, go to our social media platforms. There's going to be a lot of videos of this coming out. Hopefully, we can find some more cool topics for you guys and yuck some more ball. But have a terrific rest of your weekend. Use code baseball for $10 of free play. Bet this weekend. Make some money, lose some money. Hey, have some fun. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.